On February 11, 2019, Adam Byrd, Superintendent of New Richmond Schools, spent time campaigning for the District 66 House of Representatives seat at Western Brown School during their board meeting. Why do I follow Adam Byrd? Adam Byrd got put onto the library board via connections, namely Commissioner David Painter, over other qualified candidates. I watched the library board due to Joe Braun. Byrd had to be sworn into the library board outside of a regular board meeting because he cannot actually attend board meetings as scheduled. Joe Braun, who is now not even an officer of the library board, is the person who swore in Adam Byrd. I was aware of Adam Byrd from the sketchy sale of Beckjord. In that sale, Duke Energy gave $750,000 to unknown nonprofit Connect Claremont. Byrd appeared on TV supporting the deal that gave zero to his schools, the New Richmond School District. Connect Claremont is an unknown nonprofit. They hide their board membership, but in 2018 they listed their board members on their website. Prominent among them is Tom Niehaus, people from the chamber, and Duke Energy itself. See that clicker at the top of this screen to apply for a grant? If you click on it, you get this screen to remind you just how insider and non-transparent Connect Claremont really is. In his first campaign piece, Byrd calls out Doug Green and Tom Niehaus. I am not shy or alone about saying Niehaus, a cashing-in lobbyist, is seemingly connected to every sketchy deal in this county. Green is the representative who secretly slipped a tax increase into the Ohio Revised Code in support of corporate welfare for FC Cincinnati on a CVB deal for which Tom Niehaus was the lobbyist. Folks, this is the David Ubel crowd, the people who know the best thing for us is whatever is in their self-interest. Adam Byrd is currently superintendent at New Richmond Schools. He is being forced to resign at the request of the board. The schools are facing a financial crisis. I don't really get why Adam Byrd is campaigning so early. If he started campaigning about when kids got out of school, he would have 10 months before the primary. Now he seems to be introducing tremendous conflict of interest. Who is he working for at this point? The schools, his political goals, Tom Niehaus, Connect Claremont? Who is he answerable to at this point? This video has two segments and is unedited. Segment 1 is Mr. Byrd presenting to the Western Brown School Board. Segment 2 is me asking Mr. Byrd questions in the hallway after his presentation. That part is a bit 60 Minutes style. I did not actually expect that Adam Byrd would take questions, but he did, which is great. Given that he did, I feel obligated to present that video completely unedited.
Now our first visitor that we have with us this evening is Adam Byrd. He's our New Richmond Superintendent running for office of Ohio House of Representatives. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
District 66. Well, President Hildebrand and the Board of Education, I appreciate this opportunity to come and talk to you just briefly this evening and give you a copy of my letter for you. Sorry about that. Thank you. Yes, sir. And I just wanted to talk just a little bit about that, and I appreciate the opportunity to have this forum and to speak to those who are present tonight. I am not a career politician, but I am someone who's been in education for 32 years. And so as a principal, assistant principal, and now superintendent for 9 years, I feel like I have developed the skills that sometimes a superintendent has to have when it comes to listening to competing viewpoints on a variety of topics from different stakeholders like bus drivers and the teachers and the PTO moms and the parents and board members. There's a lot of competing viewpoints, and I think that as a superintendent, you have to develop a lot of skills in those areas in order to be able to lead successfully. And so I think that some of those skills, a lot of those skills, lend itself to being a representative to our district. And that's what I would like to do. And so when I talk just briefly about myself, I'm a Christian first, I'm a conservative second, and I'm a Republican third. And those are the kinds of parts of my life that I hope would lend itself to being a representative of the school district. Now, in your letter that I gave you, there are some things that are really important to me. There are some economic issues that are important to me, such as making sure that our area, District 66, gets the budgetary dollars that it deserves being returned back to us. There are things like incentivizing local business development, providing adequate funding for our townships, villages, and schools, and certainly we all know that that has been an issue statewide for some period of time. And incentivizing workforce development in schools, that is something that I'm sure that you guys are doing. It's something that we're trying to do in Claremont County, which is develop relationships between schools and the businesses in our area to make sure that we're producing graduates that are ready to be productive after graduation. And then seeking infrastructure, transportation infrastructure spending for our area, and that continues to be an important thing. And when it comes to education, obviously I'm pretty passionate about that as well. And I'm very concerned about graduation requirements that seem to constantly change. I don't really think too highly of that. I don't think too highly of the amount of testing that we require of our students. I'd like to see a reduction in the amount of testing that goes on. When you talk about district report cards, I'm very concerned about the fact that I don't think that the district report card adequately describes the kind of things that our students are doing and the kinds of growth that they are exhibiting. And so many times, your students, as ours are growing and achieving in ways that the district report card doesn't adequately represent. You get a bad grade, it makes your community think that you're not doing an adequate job. And I don't like the way that our district report card is handled right now, okay? And then finally, teacher evaluation. I don't like the fact that teachers are evaluated based on one test. It creates a teach to the test mentality that stifles innovation and creativity, and I think that we should not be stifling that from our teachers. And so I don't like the fact that our teachers are evaluated based on 50% of their evaluation based on one test that students take during the school year. So those are some of the educational issues that I'm interested in. I'm interested in cooperating with whoever the other representative is from District 65 for the betterment of our region. And I want to find ways to streamline government service statewide. I'm someone who believes in the right to life, and I believe in that birth of life begins at conception. I'm also a believer in the Second Amendment. And so I just want to be able to represent this district in a way that I'm listening. Obviously, I have some feelings personally, but I think it's important that whoever the representative for our community is, that they are a good listener and take the views of this community to Columbus. And so I appreciate this opportunity. I hope I didn't take too much of your time and extend your meeting too much.
No.
So,
Appreciate you coming out.
thank you very much. I appreciate Reagan. And by the way, I got to tell you, Reagan is very well respected among the superintendents in our league, in our area. And very thankful that he continues to represent your county and our league very well. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, I'm Chris Hicks.
Hi, Chris. Adam
So you
Burke.
know who I met me in person.
Yeah, we've never met before.
So our paths have crossed because of my issues with the library board.
Yeah.
So I don't really question how you got on there with Painter.
Yeah, I
Probably
think we
making
changed
sure
some
you got on there
emails and stuff.
when other more qualified people that can make the meetings did not get on there.
Uh-huh.
So it seems like a pure political thing on my part, so, on your part and Painter's part.
Uh-huh.
So those are some of my concerns with that, by the way.
Okay.
But that's New Richmond Schools.
Mhm.
I know Steve I've met him before.
I know Steve, we've been
But-
going to meetings for
But
years.
but that's how our paths cross on this.
Yeah.
So, plus I'm pretty incensed by the backdoor deal
Yeah.
and stuff around it. I can't possibly understand why you let yourself be used on the Channel 9 news story,
Mhm.
shilling for it when that money
Well, I
probably
didn't,
should've gone to schools.
they didn't make that decision with my input or
Yeah,
ask
but
my
why would you
opinion.
say anything other than, I think this money should be going to our schools?
Well, that's a great question, and, you know, Am I being videotaped right now?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I thought. You know, I'd have to go back and relook at the details around that.
Okay.
But I really wouldn't want to commit to anything on that until I review and you know.
Well, why were you in the news story?
Why were I in the news?
Yeah.
Because they came to me. They came to me and asked my opinion.
Who did?
Channel 9 or whoever, whatever news story it was.
Okay, okay.
But anyway, you
So
know, you
anyway.
talk about the library. I've always had an interest in the library, and you know, my mom used to take me to the bookmobile back in the day, and
Okay.
I've always been a very big supporter of the library, and I'm very
But you
excited
can't
to be a part
actually
of it.
make the meetings when they're scheduled, right?
We're gonna see about that, but you know, when I express my interest in that position, I don't check to see when the meetings are first. And I
Okay.
think when they evaluate the candidacy of someone, they don't do that based on seeing when their meetings are and when the New Richmond Board of Education meetings are.
Okay, so you didn't check when you.
No,
applied,
I didn't,
whether
and
you
I don't
could
think
make
that's
the meeting.
important that be done.
So.
Meetings can be changed.
Okay, so you think the rest of the board should change their meetings?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said
Have you
that.
requested that?
Well, I would request that, for sure. Why wouldn't I want to do that, so I could be a part of both of them? But when I apply, I don't check to see when the meetings are
So what I
first.
do is, like, frankly, why, this is not, you know,
What division
Well,
were they?
they're
you know,
Division Two,
I'm
Franklin.
recording this, but I'm not gonna use it probably. But
Well, I don't
what I don't
know if I
understand-
believe that or
What I
not.
don't really get though is why you,
They were kind of the leftovers of.
why you would get involved in things
The
when
ones
there's a
that being
financial
nice to
crisis
put
in
in.
Richmond schools. That when I go back and I listen to Mr. Hack, so he gives me some points in his articles where 8 years ago was not addressed.
Actually, that's not true. They were addressed. And that's why when I started as superintendent, we had to carry over $14 million. And we made some changes very quickly that grew that carryover to $24 million.
Okay.
It grew from 14 to 24.
Okay.
And that's because of changes that we made back in 2010 and 2011.
Okay.
And so when we grew that, I thought that that was very good for our community. And then all of a sudden, we get this revenue issue that pulls money out from underneath of us. And it's very difficult for a community when they've been used to having public utility money for their schools, to have the public utility tangible personal property money
Okay.
pulled in a line item veto from Governor Kasich, when you have Beckjord Power Plant closing, when you have Zimmer that has been devalued from 155 million to 55 million, and now we hear that it may be
So back in
devalued again.
2010,
Huh?
when the state said to cut 31, I think it was 31 teaching positions, how many teaching positions got cut?
Well, I don't know how many they told us to cut, but we did
Was that
cut
a news
13.
article?
We cut 13.
Okay, so it said, I think it says like 31 teachers and like 11 teachers' aides, is what I think it said in the article. But I could be wrong, I'm not gonna be way wrong, it's somewhere around those numbers, but, so, okay. All right, why did you, by the way, why did you start this campaign so damn early? It's 13 months till the primary.
Because I'm interested?
Well, but most people wanted, you could finish out your tenure as superintendent, and then you'd still have, if you started campaigning in June, you'd still have 10 months till the primary.
All I can tell you is I'm interested,
Okay.
and that's why. Jean Schmidt declared already.
She claims she declared because of Jason Williams, but that's not really true either, so, you know, she ever came, you don't have your, like I noticed in your letter, it doesn't have paid for or anything on it yet, so you don't have a campaign committee set up?
No, not yet.
What's
I'm
your,
working on
what's
that.
your relationship with Joe Braun related to your campaign?
You know, I really enjoy talking to you. He's a guy that I've met that is on the library board.
That's your only association with him,
Mhm.
is that he's on the library board? Okay,
Listen,
All right.
been good talking to you.
thank you.
All right, appreciate it.